We're gonna have a campfire with the kids tonight, and I decided that we make a campfire cake. We're gonna make it from a box. We're just gonna make the just exactly as the box directs, except we're gonna add a packet of Dream Whip. I learned a long time ago from my Aunt Judy that if you add one of these packets to a box cake mix, it tastes completely homemade. No one knows the difference. So it's a lot less ingredients and a lot less time, which is great when you have kids because it's unreal trying to have a minute to make homemade anything. So we'll start by baking this. I'm gonna mix this all up, stick it in the oven, same way as it says on the back of the box. I had another packet of my Dream Whip left over, so I'm gonna use a packet of Dream Whip, and I decided to go with Nutella. And I'm gonna use this whole little jar of Nutella and empty it in here, mix it with some Dream Whip, and add milk until I feel like it's at the right consistency I want. I guess you could probably heat it up if you wanted to and just pour it in there, but I kind of came up with this. So we're gonna see how it turns out. You can't really go wrong with Nutella and Dream Whip, so pretty sure it's gonna be great. We'll find out once we get it all stirred up. Alright, now let's get our milk. These are my measuring cups. Isn't it cute? So here's my little quarter cup. Start kind of slow because it is going to be pretty hard to incorporate the milk, but if you just kind of fold and play around with it, it will start to do what you need it to. Do maybe half of the quarter cup, so just 1/8 of a cup more. Now I've never made a an icing or frosting without any butter, without any powdered sugar. So this is probably gonna be more like a ganache. I am a mom, so I'm stopping this video on and off to check on my kids and to finish dinner. This looks about where we want it to be as our ganache. It's pretty smooth, just keep whipping it, and it's definitely a ganache because it is shiny and smooth, and it's going to basically kind of pour on top, but it'll harden up and thicken up. We're going to make white chocolate look like flames, and we're going to use some pretzel sticks to make it look like our campfire logs, and then we're going to have the flames coming up in the middle, and we're just going to decorate it until we feel content. Our icing made. Now we need to start with our decorations. So in a microwavable safe bowl, we have some almond bark, but if you don't want to be as thrifty as me, you can get candy quick. Make sure you get the vanilla, the white one, because we're going to dye it different colors with our food coloring. But we're going to start out with just half of our pack and microwave it. And on my package instructions, it says about a minute, and then 15 seconds after that. So I just took mine after doing 1.5 minutes in the microwave. I still have some lumps, but my bowl is really hot. So if I just kind of keep stirring it and just kind of folding it around, it'll get to a really good temperature because we don't want to overdo it. If you do, it'll start getting like chunky. And I used to do cakes, birthday cakes and stuff. So yeah, I've had a lot of experience with some chunky white chocolate, and it does not look pretty when you're done. So just kind of keep stirring it around till it gets really just smooth. You don't want lumps. So since the color that I'm going for is a variation of 2 colors anyways, I'm going to start with it. I'm just going to dye all of it yellow, and then kind of add some red till I get a light orange. Then I'm gonna add some more red till I get a darker orange, and then I'll add a little bit more red until I just get a red. And that way I'll have a few different colors for my flames. Red. Okay, so first one we're gonna do is the yellow. And I'm using gel colors because they come out darker and they're just more vibrant and they hold their color. So first one, I'm just gonna do a big squeeze of that in a circle. So you'll see it's a little bit of a, it's not gonna do too terribly much, but you'll definitely see the color in it. Again, I only did half the pack of the white chocolate. If you need to add more, which I very well may need to, you can just add some more, start again, because if you have yellow and red, you can really just go forever on your colors, so not a problem. All right, so I kind of got a yellow there, and my chocolate's starting to get a little stiffer, so it's okay for right now. But stirring it a bunch and adding colder things, it's normal, it's gonna start thickening up. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add streaks of red because I don't want it to be overpowered yet. So maybe just one big line across it. There we go. And we'll just drag it through everything. Because we want it to look flame-like. You know what? We might not even do that many of those because as long as I'm just dragging, this looks kind of flame-like as is with just the yellow and red kind of crisscrossed in with each other. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna heat it for about 5 more seconds so that way I get it a little bit more runny. I'm going to take the back of my spoon and make some smears. You're gonna kind of start with kind of a fat bottom and just make it what you feel like looks like a flame. So I start fat bottom and kind of work my way up. I'll show you what I mean. When I get a couple of these done, the more smear look, the better. And it's gonna come out from our pretzels. So you're not really gonna see, so you can't think imperfection at all because there is no way to be perfect or imperfect with this. Okay, so it's almost dinner time for my family, which means it's almost campfire time. So I gotta wrap this up pretty quick. I'm going to put the flames inside the pretzel sticks stacked up in a teepee. So they're not really gonna show that much, but it's gonna give enough color where it looks like flames. So I'm gonna do a quick one of that, and then I'm gonna pop them in the freezer. It's not very hard, they're stuck to it. Just smear it kind of all in crazy designs with points at the end. It's basically the main thing. I had a lot of stuff left over, but I have impatient 2-year-old and 4-year-old, so it's time for me to speed it up. The finished product is the bundt cake. There's our fire and our logs, and we just poured the ganache right over the chocolate cake, and it turned out really good. But I think next time I'm gonna put some grass around the bottom of it so it looks a little bit cooler.
Oh, that's it, Mama.